Felicitations, my family of fledglings and ghosts. It's so good to unsee you as well. Happy Time Zone. Yours truly, Damien Halme, disruptor of minds, breaker of the status quo, and player of games and wearer of robes when I'm feeling sick. I should have done this yesterday. Yesterday I was like, oh, it's the first stream of the year. I can't. I'm going to wear my own merch, and I didn't even shout out my own merch. Shout out to my merch if you're popping into chat. See merch. Did I ever put merch in my .com? I'm dumb. I think the URL is something like damien.printful.com. It's pretty easy merch link. Can we find that out? Hold the music. Damien.printful.com. printful.com has merch. I remembered it. How about that? It's time to celebrate. I'm unapologetic that yesterday my voice started to sound awful and I muted my mic every single time. Oh, no, that's not true. Muted my mic often when I had really bad, nasty sounds to make. When I couldn't, I apologize. I think we're, in some instances, in the middle of a fight or something in game, and hitting that, like, cough button wasn't going to happen. So I was like, well, I guess I'm coughing on stream. But today, I am owning up to it. I'm just robe on, contacts out, unapologetic with my voice. I should have really had soup today now that I thought about it. Now I'm really craving soup, but I don't crave soup so much that I'm going to have some right now and then try to go to sleep after this with soup in my stomach. Soup, I think, requires a digestion time so that you're not going to bed with soup in the belly. I don't know, to me. Well, everything does. I like to have a cutoff, like, okay, this is like when I stop eating so that I don't go to sleep with the feeling like, oh, there's still something to work on in my stomach. But since we're going to be asleep, I guess everything's just going to halt production while I sleep instead. I don't know if that really happens or quite exactly what happens when you're sleeping as far as your digestive system. But I think I recall most of your functionality kind of taking a backseat to actually sleeping. We are back on a schedule we started at the beginning of 2024, where Sundays we'll be playing through the Mother franchise by Nintendo, as well as, when we beat this, playing through other Mother-inspired games. What does that mean, might you ask, if you're unfamiliar with this sort of franchise in the first place? We've played Earthbound, which was Mother 2, that most people know from Super Smash Brothers, the characters. But we also played Mother 1. Earthbound is Mother 2. We're on Mother 3 now. And we'll also be playing games not unlike and including Undertale and Omori. Fun stuff. Where we last left off, spoilers for those of you that are popping in, if you need to catch up or this isn't the stream you expected it to be where you're starting midway through a game, go to youtube.com/DamienHalme. You will see in my YouTube channel a playlists tab, right? You probably know this if you use YouTube. Most channels have playlists. You go to playlists, you go to the Earthbound/Mother franchise playlist, and you can watch everything in order. If Mother 3 is the only thing you really care about, then you can start at Mother 3 and then catch up what happened then. And then come back and watch this later on. But if you're here live and you're just supporting, or you're already all caught up and you've been really aching for us to get to this point, we're at this point. Spoilers from here forward. If you were not caught up, we'll see you however long it takes for you to get back here. Where we last left off was a big time jump. The bad guys, the aliens and pig masks and everything, they won. And they now have all the lands, including our main character's hometown. And so we are investigating a world in which they win. That's it. We're post happy ending. I don't even know what happened to my family or if any of our beloved characters are still around. I would suspect. Our inventory, does that even count? Or are we getting all new stuff? No idea. I have no idea what to expect in this game whatsoever, but that's the one thing you can expect in the Mother series is you play through it, and right when you believe you have an idea of where the game is going, they're like, no, actually, it's this sort of game. You're like, okay, you just roll with it. You just make whatever happens happen. Maybe bounce out of this. Every time I bounce out of the game stops the audio. So You might hear me stopping things so I can adjust a window or move something over here or read a back chat or whatever it happens to be. I will be still making copious use of my cough button like I will right now. Okay. Let us embark on the world of Mother 3, shall we? Yep. Even switching over to this scene makes the music stop for a hot second while I catch up. Okay. So, we're the boy. We have the Doge. We woke up. We were in their ancestral home over here. Wah! This slowing down thing actually like happens all the time in this game for some reason. There used to be a run command in there. Oh, right. You hold down and then you release and you can start running. Right, that's my cancel button. So that's why you have to like hold it down to make sure that they know that you're running. And our sheepies, those are sheep, right? Used to live here, but the aliens were like, nah, that didn't happen. Lightning is scary. Oh, lightning. I guess it was just lightning. And not the baddies. Why is everything so slow with this particular area of the game? Too many sprites on the screen or what? Wild animals are afraid of lightning, but livestock are actually pretty okay with it. Oh, okay. Wild animals have the better idea here because I don't understand why you would just be like, oh, lightning. Oh, it just blew up our home. Oh, well. I got charred black. Smile. Okay. I thought you were always black. Did I not have 2 black sheep before? Or did I have 2 white sheep and 1 black? Oh, the game's working normal again. Why, when I'm playing this in 2024, you'd figure by now they'd have fixed any graphical slowing downs or whatever, but maybe not. We already just saved the game with the frog. I checked before we embarked on this again. And let's start chatting people up. I just realized being sick, having a cough, losing my voice slowly over the course of last night's stream. I'm going to be streaming a game that's dialogue heavy. No, that means I have to do the voice acting for everybody. Bear with me if my voice acting's not top notch. We will do the best we can. Okay. Yeah, y'all are staring at my beautiful property having been destroyed. What do you think of this, random citizen? So, this is the Tasmilly's famous lightning house. I don't know if I'd call a lightning house, my dude. It really is incredible. It was definitely worth coming all the way here to see. Thanks, tourist. That's my home. You must really love being unhappy if you still refuse to get a happy box after all this. What's a happy box? That sounds sketch. Is it drugs? It makes me think it's probably drugs. This simple atmosphere, the smell of livestock and sea breezes. This is the only part of Tasmilly that hasn't changed a bit in the past 3 years. Oh boy. Oh, it's only been 3 years? For some reason, I thought this time skip was larger. But I suppose a lot can happen in 3 years. Like a pave, I remember we saw just a bit, just a wee tiny bit of the town, the Old West town that this is set in. What it looks like after 3 years of the bad guys having won. So, without further ado, let's go back and refresh our memories exactly what happened to Tasmilly. Ugh. Sidewalks and road. Ew. Okay, the buildings haven't changed too terribly. I thought maybe they'd turned into high rises or something. We do have like traffic lights now and road and a car. That is a frog in a little car. That's actually adorable. Thomas's shop offering fascinating big city items faster and in greater quantities than anyone else. Big city. Things are different now. Don't forget to bring DP. DP? Is that how you pay for it? I forget. Oh, right. Used to not have money. The town used to be absolutely moneyless. People would just help each other out. I remember that. It was the utopia of this game. Remember when we had no money and people just gave stuff to each other when there was a need? Do you think so much beauty would blossom up in only 3 years? Huh? What? Am I talking about myself? No, of course not. I'm talking about Tasmilly. Mm-hmm. It did sound a little self-centered, didn't it? Oh my gosh. You're a full department store now. Oof. Oof. A display case. Knickknacks are lined up inside it. Samesies. Nothing over there. This guy has a TV and a computer over here. Wild. It's all newfangled now. My dad is working over the factory, so he left me in charge of the store. Would you like to buy something? I don't think I have any DP. I have 0 DP. But it looks like if I were to earn some, I could have clothing and defenses stuff. You're poisoned if you're confused. Sleepiness. Hoka. Sounds good. And I can also buy for Stuart. The Doge. All right. That is a thing. Pardon me, 3 years of upsprouted beauty. Well, this place still looks... Oh, never mind. Never mind. I just saw the bottom half. I was like, well, this still kind of looks old-fangled. It is not, in fact, old-fangled. Whose house is this? This just looks like somebody's digs, but they're not here. What's on TV? The Happy Box is giving off a wobbling sort of sound. These are happy boxes. I get it now. It's the Lord of the Rings. It's, you know, traditional and nature-bound peoples versus the onslaught of technology, forges, fires, and armies. So the Happy Box is a TV. You turn it on and you sit and watch it and you become happy and then you forget about doing anything else. Much like today. Mm-hmm. Yep, I don't trust it. Is this a safe? It's an oven? An oven for turning iron red hot. It is a forge. This is the very latest automated model. They just have a small forge inside their house on a table. It is sitting on a table, I guess, so you don't burn through the floor. But what about the table? Okay. That's some vice and other stuff. I can't tell what the other stuff is, but I recognize the vice. Well, that's interesting. What? Okay. Just when I was like, oh, the buildings are like short and still have the Wild West like storefronts to them. This is the inn. What the hell? Yo, what happened to Yato? Magna! Magna, we are having a sicky stream. I was having one yesterday too, but I was putting up my best, you know, best foot forward, best face forward. And I was wearing clothes and contacts and, you know, trying to look sharp. And today, it's robe and contacts are out. And, yeah. Oh, you can't handle that pressure? I don't know what to tell you. The pressure is happening whether you like it or not. We're also going to review, you know, video-based footage of you in shout-out fashion so that everybody can know what a wonderful being you are when you stream. Wow. You've really make me want to play the Mega Man games on stream. If somebody really wants to watch me play badly at shooting platformers, let me know. Cyberstalk me and tell me, yes, add this to your streams. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing in the clip. Maybe that's why they wanted to add it. They're like, hey, we're catching Magna in a perfect moment of bliss. Like it was that the game year was 19XX, and that was so long ago, and I was oh, yeah. Remember when years started with 19? I think this is just a joke that old people say, but every once in a while I run across a meme that says, I heard a young person today call us like people or culture from before the turn of the century, and it turned to dust. But it's that probably never happened, and young people probably don't refer to old people at all, let alone in a snarky way about the turn of the century. The only real years started with 19. I mean, there's definitely a reason why when the Matrix chose the perfect idyllic year to place all of humanity, 1999 just made sense, right? Any year that starts with a 2 is in the Matrix, maybe. Kaistiana, hi and welcome. I'm losing my voice, but by the end of 5 hours, it should be comical, at least. I might be making funny barking sounds and whistling, and I'll just point and click. We'll do charades, is what will happen. I'll charade the game. And it has captions on it, so maybe I don't even have to read them out loud. You can just read them with me together in silence.
It's Brittany, bitch.
Chaotic. Hello and welcome. Another of my favorite streamers. How you doing? Happy New Year to all of those of you who I haven't said Happy New Year to just yet. I know I already said it to Christiana, but for everybody else, Happy New Year. What I got for the new year is 0 resolutions because I don't believe in them, and sick because kids are nasty, and getting sick with kids around is quite easy. In fact, you know, we went to the Little's first birthday party, like a real event-based birthday party. We went to one of those indoor playground, bouncing on trampolines sort of places, and it had so much more than trampolines. In the name and the whole layout of everything, you say to yourself, we're going to a trampoline park. The kids are going to jump up and down on trampolines for 20 minutes and then say, I'm tired of just jumping up and down on trampolines. But this place has a lot of other stuff. So the kids were very engaged in a number of different, I can only think of it as like kid game show sort of places, you know, trying to run across obstacles and not fall in ball pits and like balance on things and zany, wild stuff. And I'm sure there were 50 strains of different dangerous diseases and illnesses touching all surfaces. I tried my best not to touch things, the walls, the tables, the posts holding the building up, anything. And I'm certain I probably got all sorts of cross-contamination. But I was already a little bit sick to begin with. Now I just feel like I got sicker, or like my sick is mutating now. Yeah. Heidi, I'm doing stuff, but I'm lurking. Thank you so much for the lurk. Appreciate your lurk face. Mother, it's true. Cubed. I thought you finished this game. I finished the act where we were little and I thought we could beat the pigmen, and then they won and took over everything. So now we're in a world where they're controlling everything. We're like post happy ending where we've lost the game and yet there's still more game to be had. So who knows what happens after this. You get sick so much. I wish I could say that's not true. But I feel like since the little started kindergarten, that is true. And I'm reminded of the first time I ever did a retail job where I was in a crazy busy environment, like enterprise level retail where you're meeting, touching, and bumping into easily 300 to 500 people in a given day, I got sick. And everybody does. They say it just happens, but then your body rises to the challenge, and you're not just perpetually sick because of that exchange. You become a different person in that environment, and I think it did. And I think once I'm regularly exposed to all the stuff that the little brings back home from school, that might change, but we're still in the training my body phase. So yeah, it's happening a lot right now. It's happening a lot right now. We are now as far from 2050 as we are from the year 2000. This is true. This is true. Exactly the amount of years it takes to rent a vehicle. That's how far away 2000 is and how close 2050 is. Germ pits, they kind of are. I don't know how they sanitize those areas. I'm sure something has to happen or they wouldn't be able to like keep these places going. But they can't sanitize everything. Children bring home all sorts of fun germs. True. Best we can do is like eat better, but I feel like we did a little bit of stress eating during the holidays, so maybe that contributed to lower immunities and harder for us to fight back all the sick that we were being subsumed around. Hate to break it to you, but I still get sick when my teen brings home illnesses. Don't say that. Let me live in my fantasy that I will eventually overcome being this sick this often. What I'll do is I'll teach my kids to avoid anybody who even looks sick and tell them that. Then they'll be wildly unpopular. Lady Nico. Also sketchy. Let's read both of these. Wow, it's the new year is dotting us with so many gifts. Watch streak reached. Sketchy is now on a 3-stream streak. I feel like it's been more. Or did you just miss one somewhere in there? I feel like sometimes you lurk and I don't know. Been stalking you for 3 streams in a row? Maybe. I feel like your streak has been longer than that, though. But the stream streak thing on Twitch is also sketchy at best. So, like you. It doesn't always read. Even if you've come to a stream, it might not count it and start your tracker over. For no reason. At all. Still modding for Nico, but lurking. Thank you for the lurk. Oh, that means we have a stream baby, though. We got to name our stream baby. Stream baby? Yeah, our sub baby. That's what I was trying to say. 9 months. We hit 9 months. The baby's come. Considering the times you go live, I've probably missed a stream or two because of sleep. How dare you sleep while I stream? Have you considered just not using that time to sleep, but instead to become a vassal for the cult that I'm trying to create here? Streamer baby, yes. Sub baby, that's what I meant to say. But yeah, streamer baby too. It all works out. We could name the baby Mother, because we're playing Mother right now. That wouldn't be confusing at all to call a little baby Mother. What are you doing right now? Oh, I'm taking care of Mother. Mother's sitting on my lap. Let's give Mother a bottle. Put Mother in her crib. Don't let me name the name. It'll be something trolly and weird. Got roped into a cult once. It was funny, but never again. Was it a clown cult? Is that why it was funny? Actually, I say that, but the juggalos do exist, don't they? Do they still exist? God, if anybody's a juggalo in 2025, that's some stayability. That's somebody who decided, hey, I don't mind looking and feeling like early 2000s, too much testosterone and pent-up rage in my trailer park home, and I gotta release it through clown makeup. And I don't care who says anything about me in 2025 about how 25 years ago that feels. Now I'm really curious if anybody still rocks the juggalo look. Stream baby name is Dothier? Dothier? I'm so confused. I know another streamer who is a juggalo, A streamer who is a juggalo, do they like go face paint while they go live? Like today? Now? Not somebody who was streaming like a while ago when people even knew what juggalos were? It was the kind of cult where we'd join Arma 3 servers and kill the frame rate by throwing smoke grenades. Oh. Trolls. A troll cult. Gotcha. Fancy mother, but with a D. Dothier. Dothier. I'm for it. That's so pretentious and weird. That's the name of the sub baby. He's also a musician? Oh, okay. Does he sound like ICP? I actually really don't know how they sound. Except I remember watching part of the Magnets How Do They Work video just because I couldn't believe that they actually asked their audience to contemplate the confusing and hard to common sense your way out of nature of electromagnetism. It's so mind-blowing that you have to love and respect it. Such a good meme. He produces his own music videos, and in more than one, he's in Clownface. Sure, why not? Why not? Well, it's kind of rap rock, so in that way, he sounds a little bit like ICP. Gotcha. Rap rock is an interesting idea, but I think the people who were pulled to it make me dislike it. I don't know. It's like when I was younger, I thought fedoras were really cool. And then the trilby took off as like a specific signifier of nice guy culture. If you know what I mean by nice guy, I don't mean, nice guy. But nice guy culture, white hat sort of syndrome, the milady kind of otaku sort of culture. And because people don't know the difference between like trilbies and fedoras, or just like wearing old-timey hats in general, all started to feel kind of weird. I stopped being interested in trying to wear hats like at all. I was like, I'm not putting a hat on my head at all anymore. I feel like that whole subculture ruined the idea of wearing nice hats, and now nice hats is super associated with nice guys. Unless I am like in an Indiana Jones movie, you probably will not catch me in a fedora. Were you into zoot suits? Can I find this? I wore a zoot suit to prom. Oh, it's not gonna be here. Where is it gonna be? How am I gonna find this? What if I did this? Oh, that's like full screen over on this side. Bear with me. See if we can make this happen. I did my lore stream, and I took a bunch of photos of me and scanned them in. All right, so that's there. Now if I go to my downloads folder, sort by what date modified, I guess. Is it this one? That's me. How do I make this come up on screen? Oh, maybe I just go, let's switch scenes real quick. Was I into zoot suits? That was a prom that I did. Yeah. That's a zoot suit. That wasn't like me going to prom in a zoot suit once. I was not like into zoot suits. I just happened to be. I'm also holding Mentos in this picture. Also, this picture looks really old, like it got super distressed or something. It's not that old. I'm not a vampire. This is not from the 1970s, though it kind of looks like it for some reason. But I'm holding Mentos to try to, be a Mentos commercial. No, I just thought it would be interesting one prom to rent a zoot suit instead of like a regular tuxedo or whatever. And it went over really well. People loved the crap out of this. But yeah, I I I dabbled in like swing and like the culture around swing dancing and the community that it had in Southern California for a little bit, but it wasn't. It didn't stick. Didn't stick. Yeah, we'll catch up on chat and then we'll pop back into game again. I promise. Do do do. I miss my fedora. You used to rock I think I remember seeing you in at least one picture where you had a fedora. My husband wore a zoot tux for our wedding. See, there you go. Class and culture. Uncultured swine, men ruin everything. I agree. I agree. Yeah, there's something about right when you think something's going to be cool, then some awkward, awful subculture pops in and makes it awkward. Or makes it not cool to do anymore. I dislike that. I want to try to ignore some of that and just be me, but also when you just be you and you don't acknowledge the sort of handshake that certain cultural signals wink at you telling, then you run the risk of being miscategorized over and over again because of something that you're doing. Even if you try to say, no, that's not me, I dress how I like, I feel like people will just accuse you of dog whistling. It's like, yeah, okay, but look, you're wearing. I mean, look at you. You look like that. And then, how do you defend yourself? Anything you say will just sound like you're being defensive. Wearing hats is still cool. Maybe in your country, all right. I wear a cap or a beanie when I go outside. So here, in sort of I don't know if I'd call this the deep south, but adjacent to the deep south. Wearing hats is still in vogue, but it's only like the baseball cap look. And it either has to look like you are an affiliate of the local sports team, or it has to look like you hunt. Those are the only two options for hats around here. Sports team or hunt. Sometimes both, a cap and a beanie. Sure, why not? Why not? You look like you're about to say bodies are bad for business. Yeah. You look like you're about to carry out a hit. Yeah. Right? Fresh. I like it. I'm walking here. Yep, that happened to me in trench coats. Yeah, trench coats were a thing too, right? I had a friend who was into trench coats, and I don't know. I never saw the fallout, but I imagine right around the time he decided to get into trench coats, it was switching from this is something badasses do. Goths might do this. Anybody who loved the movie The Crow with Brandon Lee might want to wear trench coats and just have like a certain look and vibe. I'm brooding. I'm deep. I'm hurting inside. I smoke clove cigarettes. Come find me at a local coffee shop in the corner where I'm shitting on other people's popular things that they all like. And it then shifted to, again, like the milady, I'm edgy, I'm a Sigma, like really toxic incel sort of culture. And now nobody can wear a trench coat, unironically. Yeah. I don't think I could get away with a trench coat. I get enough dodgy looks as it is. If people already find you sketchy, and that's not just a clever name, then yeah, trench coat's gonna up the sketch by quite a bit. I mean, it's the state with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, we're not responsible for who came here before us. We're trying to change things by our presence. Oh, the school shootings too. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But that's what I mean. That's part of that edgy, like, that's like the edgelord thing to do. Wear a trench coat and then, go ruin a bunch of families' lives and give them eternal grief. Because that's something that happened. That happened in 95. Oh, there was a trench coat person. The original one in Colorado, they wore a trench coat. Oh, gotcha. Or the whole okay hand sign shit. Yeah. Like you can't just do the okay hands because it's you know, signals of supremacy. I wore my trench coat to school every day and I didn't see the news the morning of Columbine. Oh. Oh. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing though. There was context. People knew what you looked like and how you presented. So it was like, it's a handshake at that point. Everybody sort of agrees they know what Cristiana looks like. It's not like you... It would be really weird if you wore sundresses and then the morning of Columbine, you switched to a trench coat. That would be weird. But as a trench coat wearer, nobody's gonna like feel weird about that, I don't think. Trench coat will get me arrested just on how you look. I'd be like, nope, I don't know if you've done anything, but you're coming in. We'll find something. We'll find something to charge you with. My school shooting occurred before Columbine. Oof, that's not a proud moment. Yeah, all of those. That's one thing about the U.S. Why does this... I wonder the statistics about other countries. Does this ever happen in other countries? Or is this really a sickness that seems to happen with our country's culture around that? Wycliffe? I'll take a look. 96. Seems to be a thing, especially in the 90s. Yeah. Must be the vaccines caused all of the school shootings. That's right, when vaccine adoption skyrocketed, there must be a correlation. If you're new to the channel, I'm absolutely joking. I'm taking a piss on people that do weird spurious correlations. We're taking you in. Why? Don't know, but you look like you've done something. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Oh no, it was like that episode of Doug where everyone accuses him of trying to be cool wearing what he wore every day. I don't know if I remember that one. I dig the fedora, though. Yeah, okay. I mean, well, you're also not anywhere in the adjacency of possibly being accused of being a nice guy. So maybe it's something easier to rock. I think it would signify things about me that I am not, that I don't want to be represented like. And I have been at various points in my life accused of being, or not accused of, but actually being a shut-in. And I think shut-in and otaku are so close to each other that there's a bit of overlap. And so I have to be careful that in those phases of my life where extreme shut-in is the way I want to live my life, that I make sure that people know that I'm not edging into otaku territory. Hasn't been a school shooting in the UK since 96? Damn. We should be picking the brains of other countries and figuring out who's doing stuff that we're not, to try to figure out how and why these things can be prevented. Government clamps down on gun ownership hard after that. We'll see. There's the rub. We'll have to wait until a whole subculture in the U.S. Stops passing down its culture. And once they're all gone or dealt with, then it will be easier. Shut-in, I think, is just someone who doesn't leave the house. Yes, that was what I have been in the past. And a little bit now, but now it's not out of desire. It's just I work so much that I don't get out. And all of my work is in the house. So as a work from home-er, I don't see the outdoors as much as I probably should. And then since I'm already here, I might as well get comfy and also have my leisure time here. My cough button. I'll level with you. I'm so sick that my coughs sound borderline alarming. So I have this cough button programmed so that I can hit it real fast. And then I almost forgot and just coughed on stream. I'm trying not to alarm you. I'm not that sick. Watch, I don't even come to the Wednesday stream because I've died. No, I won't die. I won't die. I'm not terminal. But my coughs sound scary. So I'm trying to live produce my show so that you just hear cute Mother 3 music and not nasty biological dying sounds. Yeah. 2025 is going to be really cool once I get better. I promise you. I have a song in the works. So music is back on the slab. Boils and ghouls. Is that a thing to say? Did I steal that from Tales from the Crypt? Maybe. There are a lot of things that we're producing and working on right now on the back end. In August, the Tiny starts school, and then we will have vast periods of time where there's no child in the house and things can be done here. And we're also looking into streaming like live IRL streams. I think that's what it's called. I don't think I could do quad streaming with IRL streams, to be perfectly honest. So popping in to 4 different platforms at the same time, maybe not even 2. Might have to just pick one and live in that. But the concept of that came up yesterday, and we're exploring some of the feasibility for that. So there's a lot of interesting stuff coming up when I'm not dying anymore. Yeah. Otaku is a very specific type of person. True. In the US, they're passing laws to make it illegal to record the police within 25 feet. Oof. That's not going to go over well. I feel like that will spur more people into recording, though. States like Ohio are making you pay $750 to get access to police body cam footage. What a scam. That's crazy. They already raised so much money through so many other endeavors. All right, let's finally talk to this dude out in front of the inn, or whatever this is now, department store. The Yado Inn has had so much more warmth and friendliness up until 3 years ago. Yeah, I would say. Did this all happen 3 years ago and it's been this way for 3 years? Or are things still happening? That's what I want to know. It says people are making a living reposting body cam footage. I mean, couldn't they just do a copyright claim or something on all of that content, like all of the other trolls that live on YouTube? Man, like when I finally got remonetized on YouTube, I had, what did I say in Discords, over or something around 3 dozen different claims to my content, and I looked through and it's like, yo, I just reacted to your video. It wasn't even up for more than a minute. Or this was background music from somebody else's content that just happened to come up on stream. It was so many like inception levels of I didn't even use your content, you know. It came up, and it's just all it is what's it? Automations that go and scour for this kind of stuff. I'd imagine there's probably a future where police are just like, you know, we have like a code in our body cam footage that you can't get rid of, and anytime we see or hear certain things, then we'll copyright claim your content on every platform and take either a cut or demonetize you, or take all of it. Yeah, as a result. They could just fine people for using body cam footage for money. That's actually not a bad idea. Yeah. It's all FIOA requested. I don't know what that is. So by definition, it's a public record. Oh, gotcha. So then they can't really do anything. They'd have to get a law passed, right, in order to levy money out of the exchange for that. That's what they're doing by charging for it. That's why it costs. Oh, you see. Ugh. Yeah, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear the sound of that cough. Ohio is specifically making you pay upfront for access to the body cam footage, $75 an hour or $750 to get access. Interesting. I feel like then somebody might step in. Oh, freedom of information. What what might happen then is maybe somebody will step in and do what they do with like research papers and have a portal that you can just go to where somebody else has fronted the money to get the access, and then people can still have full free access to that kind of stuff. I see this being like somebody made a stick with a nail in it. Somebody else is just going to come along with a bigger stick with a bigger nail and keep escalating the situation. Might as well have just put copyrighted music in the background of the body cam footage. Smart, right? I know people like celebrities that have like paparazzi antithetical things that they do. Like, I'm trying to remember, but there have been a few celebrities who have done something to make sure that like every photo of them was unusable, or just stuff that they do to like fuck with paparazzi. As somebody who has never been big enough my entire entertainment career, never big enough to ever have somebody find me and try to snap a picture of me without my permission, I still hate paparazzi. I still think that's one of the shittiest things you can do for a living. And by default, by nature of you considered this as a career, I dislike you. I think you've made bad choices, and I want you to do better in your life and go find something else to do. Putting that out there for all of you paparazzi people who watch my live streams. Quiet enough that the viewer won't notice, but loud enough for YouTube to notice. Yeah, that's clever. They're just trying to make it painful as hell if you want to go after police officers for doing shady shit. I mean, that sounds like a thing that police like to do in the US, right? Here's the funny thing for all the people who are like a checkbox political value subset. So if you say, you know, I'm extremely conservative and Republican in the US, and therefore I check every box, you have to check 2 boxes by nature of that I think is really funny. And one of them is you have to be pro-police. Right now, it's very much the thing to do and to be, is you support our boys in blue. Whatever police did, they did it for their job. Anything that they did that was illicit, they didn't do it. That's, you know, you back up our boys. They also like to say, you know, a few bad apples sort of thing. But the full phrase of a few bad apples is it ruins the rest of the apples, because if one bad apple rots, it spreads rot to the other apples because they're all touching each other, usually in like a barrel of apples or whatever. That's why a few bad apples is bad. And you know, blue lives matter, that whole shebang. You have to believe in all of that. You have to support cops in every which way, but you also have to be anti-union, which is kind of an older GOP and older Republican value. But the idea is, you know, trust in the free market, less regulations, less middlemen, less people stepping in. You know, a union is just a group of people that make things harder on the employers. They give them all these constraints and make it harder to do business and harder to make better money for our country. And at the same time, they get paid by the employees their dues. So it's totally a scam. You know, why do you even need these people? They get paid all this extra money from the employees, and then they start to yell at the employers and argue for things that will always make it harder to run the business. You know, better support here, more employee money there. All these other like subsystems that didn't exist have to exist, and can really slow down production times for things as well. Like, oh, you have to take a break now because the union said so? Great, wonderful. Well, I guess we're going to be late on everything because our schedules were based on something else. So very pro-police, very anti-union. The reason why the police are so powerful and have so much protection is because they have the strongest union in this country. So therein lies a really funny contradiction, in my opinion, that the more you support the police, the more that in order for them to have all the immunities, protections, and support that they have, you necessarily support one of the strongest, toughest unions to crack in the history of this country. You pro-union, sick, lefty bastards. I laugh every time I see Blue Line stuff on a car next to Outlaw Country stuff, right? It's like, wait, are you anti-establishment or are you pro-establishment? Do you distrust the government while you trust the law enforcement agencies? Who do they answer to? Who do they escalate things to? Are you pro your local PD, but you're against SWAT. Where do you draw the lines? Like, what? Explain yourselves. Yeah, they just do what they're doing now and put ads in them and post it on YouTube. You mean like the actual police departments do? We'll have to. I'll check this out. Interesting. So it's something they're lobbying. Yeah. All right. We'll see how it goes. We know Ohio has made some legislation choices that I think you guys can be proud of in your recent past. But there's a lot of things I wouldn't be proud of too. Yeah. Ohio's a mixed bag. Maybe that means that it's changing and growing. We'll see. Oof. Why, when there's so many people on screen, things get so chuggy? Weren't you just outside? Wasn't this dude literally just outside? Too much shitty things that cancel out the good. Will you stay? If you had the opportunity to have another place to move to, country or state, would you stay in Ohio? Do you feel like maybe by staying you could help make a difference? Or do you think it's too corrupt? You are looking to move? I would say that while we didn't pick Georgia for the opportunity to live in a swing state, to make changes to, you know, the future of Georgia by our votes and our involvement in local politics, which, surprised or not, given how crazy our schedules are, you might be surprised to know that we have been involved in local politics, like at the, you know, standing on the floor of committees and presenting facts and, you know, trying to sway the minds of the people there, sort of level. We're not passive people wherever we go live, but we didn't pick it for that, but it's a nice perk to be able to say we live somewhere where it looks like stakes are at hand, and because we are here, maybe we can help shape the future by being here. We'll see. Haven't seen you play this in a while. I know, because for the first time since I think we started streaming, since I started live streaming, I decided, hey, let's do spooky games. I have all these spooky games piling up in back stock, and some of them were like gifts from audience. So I was like, oh, I feel compelled to play these, you know. And so I was like, oh, you know what? We'll just do October. We'll call it Spooktober, and we'll play October games. And then I saw how many game hours it would need to be to get through them, and I was like, uh-oh, we might have to make it September too. And then I looked, and I was like, uh-oh, I don't think we're even going to do that. And then out of nowhere, I didn't ask for this, but out of nowhere, Alan Wake 2 was kindly gifted to us. And that one game took us all the way into the new year. So getting back to Mist and Mother has been like, I don't know if we're going to do this, guys, but it's going to happen, I promise. We haven't just dropped off and completely abandoned these games whatsoever. You know my personal stuff? Yep. I don't blame you for looking at new horizons. Come to the UK, it's decent this time of year. That's a good thing to look into anyways. How's the UK post-Brexit situation going, in your opinion? Would be moving somewhere in the States, but if shit really starts hitting the fan, might leave. We always have this ace up our sleeve, and I feel like that gives us a certain amount of like no fucks to give. And maybe it gives us more confidence that when we get involved in local politics, we are more vocal, more active, and more engaged than I think we would be otherwise. And that is that if things don't change, or if Georgia is stubborn, or if things even regress in the area that we live in, I have the option to pursue dual citizenship just by my bloodline. So we do have this weird like backdoor clause just in case, like a ace up our sleeve, and I think that makes us more fearless, which in turn I think makes us stronger a stronger family here that we feel like we're not afraid to be loud and vocal and just see what happens because we have a safety net of sorts. Boyfriend's from Europe, so we could leave there. True. All right. I swear you were the same guy that I just talked to outside. Maybe you just came in behind me. They say this village had no happy boxes until 3 years ago. That's TV, for those of you that missed the happy box discovery earlier. Yeah, well, now you're all TV watchers. Gross. I quit TV long before everybody else did, but long before it was cool. But I didn't do it because I was cool. I did it because I was addicted to MMOs. And I was like, why would anybody sit and watch a television when you can sit and watch a computer monitor and do stuff with a keyboard and mouse at the same time? And you're like, you're engaged in the story. You're part of the story. You're the main character of the story. Why would I ever watch a passive story ever again? That was my thoughts at the time. But that also meant, let's play hours and hours of a grindy MMO for years of my life. And then when people start to leave this particular MMO, let's go find the next big one, and the next big one, and the next big one. Final Fantasy 14 was a holdout for me. I wasn't going to join it at all. I was shown the trailers and some of the initial play style, or the way the game was in the 1.0 times, actually by Nico's brother. And I was like, wow, you have a lot of fun with that. And I think he was trying to convert me at the time. He was like, what do you think? Do you think you'd get it? And I was like, I don't know. I think he had it on the PlayStation. And I was like, I don't think MMO and console work together in the first place. But second of all, like, I looked at the game and I was like, I do not like this game. I love MMOs, and MMO has a low barrier of entry to win me over. It just has to look moderately fun, and I'll be addicted for a year or two, and probably will still want to play long after my friends have given up because it's not that good. I'll be like, but I still want to be in here. That's the way I was with a number of MMOs. My friend group left, and I was like, I kind of want to still play this one. I don't know why you guys left so early. But I was I was not swayed by Final Fantasy 14 initially. Yeah. But all MMOs beat out TV for me. Shows really have to grab my attention. True. Yeah, I do not sit passively at shows very easily. In fact, I probably want to. This is probably going to really raise Lady Nico's neck hairs saying this. I think I really need to rewatch Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss, because it's hard for me to sit and watch a show and not do anything. So when we started watching both of those shows, I was doing stuff on the side. You know, I was like engaged on another monitor and doing other things. We were watching them on Discord together, and being engaged in other stuff, like trying to sort of multitask and watch shows like that. They're so fast. They're so dialogue dense, and things happen faster than you can process almost. And then you have to sort of like decompress after an episode and be like, okay, what did we just learn? What all just happened in that like short blurb, or like what was that big word vomit dump that just happened? What changed? And I was too much like out the window while watching it. So I felt like I would absolutely benefit from a rewatch of everything, just so I feel like I know now, don't watch these distracted, like actually pay attention. Don't be playing something else or goofing around with something else on another monitor. Yeah, really, really focus down. So when you start in Genshin, it's not outside of my purview for this year. What I think really needs to happen is we need to take a stream, maybe a Wednesday discourse or whatever, and sit down and say, here's the library of what we have already and what we want to do going forward, and how do we schedule this out so everybody sees it. It's somewhere where you can read it, find out what the schedule for the year is, make decisions on what you want to watch and what you would just rather watch another streamer do or whatever. Also, you know, this is a very chatty place, so if you're looking at a stream that completes games, you probably go somewhere else. This is the stream that enriches your mind while you watch. So keep that in mind too. Like, oh, well, if we're gonna watch D play through something, you know, keep in mind the play time might be like double because I'd sit here and chat with you guys as long as I do, and we'll figure something out so we can see it, even if it's not like a schedule you can put on a calendar. Because there's no way I could say, oh yes, we will beat Alan Wake 2 by this date, because that definitely wouldn't have happened if I had used playtime for the game or whatever. What we can do is at least make like a queue so that we know when I'm getting close to beating something, that pops off the top of the queue and the next thing comes up, and you have an idea of the order of things. And maybe we can make it all up for a vote too. So if something down the queue becomes wildly unpopular, the game studio gets in a big rift with the community, and everybody's like, oh no, fuck that game, don't play that game, D, it's going to be the death of your stream. Then they can downvote it, and it'll go down the queue or off the queue entirely based on your interactions. Something like that, I think. I don't know how to make that happen, but I think we could do something about it. Maybe it just has to be like one stickied post in Discord where emotes can kind of, you can place your votes that way. Something like that. Yeah. There's a lot of grinding, so you would have your times of story and your times of chat in that game. I appreciate that. And I thank anybody, you and everybody else who's ever made the commentary. Somebody gifted me Dyson Sphere, and there have been a few other games where it's like, you get that sometimes we're just parkouring or just like chatting and not even moving, and that's like the natural bloodline of the channel. I think that's also like my future as a streamer too. If I focused on just gaming, I don't think I have something that I can bring that's unique to the world of streaming to make that my business metric. Yeah, watch me play games and just play games, and I'll schmooze with the audience. I can do all of that. I just don't know that I can do that in a way that's effectively my own brand that would lure people in to literally just watch me do those things, because I don't think I'm special enough in that regard. Where I think I'm special enough is when we start talking about, deeper topics, critically think our way through things, analyze, chat out both sides, try to weigh the whole holistic view of something, and then criticize where suffering is being expanded and try to find the highest level of empathy in a situation, that kind of stuff. So and that necessarily requires me to stop reading dialogue and stop playing like a game that's like all PvP and it's nonstop, and I can't talk and play at the same time hardly, or we can't stop and critically think. Marvel Rivals would be a good example of that. I have a few friends who've popped into the Marvel Rivals, not streaming it, but just playing it in their off-stream time. I watch my streamers, my streaming friends, what they do when they're not streaming. I cyber stalk them all, take a look at what they're doing. So I tried Marvel Rivals out, and I can tell you it's a game that it's hard. It would be hard for me to stream and then for us to have critical thinking, deep chats, conversation, right? It's just like my whole conversation the whole time I'd be playing is just like, how do I not die? How do I do better for the team? Why do I keep feeding the enemy team? It would devolve this whole channel for me to try to stream that. Yeah. It's always entertaining watching people start Genshin or doing Gamba. What's Gamba? Do you want to Marvel the Rivals? I do. I played it, and I like the game. I think it's maybe the strongest hero shooter that's out there from everything I've seen with its competition. And if I live streamed every day, like 5 days a week or something, or 4 days a week, and I streamed for like 8-hour days, could I see myself dedicating time to a game like that? Yeah, because my brain can only handle so much critical thinking. I know this is wild for you to even hear me say, or for me to admit this on stream. But if I were to do this like a 40-hour work week, or even 30 hours, like Monday through Thursday, boom, 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 and we just sat and talked and analyzed and deep dived in and created articles where I've writing down all of our talking points and get into debates and panel shows and just critically thunk my way through every single week, I would burn out, and you'd hear every thought in my brain before I could start creating new ones. So having games where I just blindly sit and attack things, attack other players on screen might be a respite at that point. But the way we are right now, I don't know if I could incorporate that into my streaming schedule. Oh, Gamble. Gamba. Gotcha. Gotcha. Why don't I have your friendo code? There's a Rivals friendo code. I'm not friends with anybody in Rivals yet. I haven't. This is literally my announcement to the world that I play Marvel Rivals. I haven't mentioned it at all. DM me, and then when I'm not in stream, I will look for said code and send it to you, and you can be my first friend. Sometimes it's good to just shut off brain. I'm bad at that, but I know I need to every once in a while. I do. Oh, almost coughed without pressing that button. I have to remember. You don't know. You don't hear it in my own ears, and I don't want you all to hear this. But these coughs tonight are very bad, so I will mute every cough. Okay. Ariado Inn has changed so much and gained so many new customers ever since Mr. Facade came to town. Wait, wasn't that the guy that mistreats the monkey? Our monkey, who I lovingly named after. Poor Botha. I didn't know. I had no idea that the monkey would be so mistreated. Yeah. You're fine for coughs? You haven't heard them. I'm going to mute every cough. Just no juicy sneezes. If that happens, I will very quickly switch to a BRB screen. Like, I won't even announce it. You'll just see me do this, and then I'll do the sneeze. It'll be silent because I'll probably hit the mute button, and then you'll just see the BRB screen come up. You'll have no idea what happened, but you right now listening to me right this moment, you'll know that I just made the crook of my elbow really, really gross. I'm hoping I get through the whole stream without having a juicy sneeze. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds sketch. I don't like. I think I remember that name being the crazy bad monkey handler. Welcome. You're a non-staying guest. Yes. Oh, I guess if you really don't want me here. That was awfully rude. The DCMC band has a bassist named Lucky. He seems a little bum-like, but apparently he's a really good performer. Aren't all artists a little bum-like? How do I get this present? Oh, you can get it from way down here. Got trivia card 1. Thanks. What's on me? Huh? What is on you? I don't understand the question. You're the type that just has to talk to everyone, aren't you? Yes? No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think that's actually a very important thing to do. Oh, thanks, Pig Mask. I hear they used to raise cows and pigs where the training facility to the southeast is now. What did they do now? Are you getting rid of all of our farms? Mr. Facade bought up all the land there. Oh, now we know where Mr. Facade is. Hey, it's a happy box. Can we make ourselves happier? The happy box is giving off light of some sort. Someone said something and they said sketch, so I thought they were on about me. Here's the thing. Sketch is part of my repertoire of words that just come out of my mouth. Even if I know you're in stream and that I might raise your hackles that I've spoken to you, it will be very hard to train that word out of my inventory, out of my vocabulary. I sometimes just say that things are sketch. That's just who I am. I thought this was a sign I could read. Oh, it is. Attention, guests staying here on group work retreats. Please talk in whispered voices when conducting meetings. Thank you. Oh, that's very polite. Maybe the future is not so bad with all these creepy pig masks everywhere. Rush, Hi and welcome. Does anybody have snacks for the snack god? Because I do not. Golly gee, Damien. How your mom lets you have 3 moms. First of all, there's no shame in any family structure that might be unorthodox. But I will say, well, hi, Tra. Snacks have arrived. Perfect timing. The snack god will be appeased by the offering of the one of the snack offering peoples. When I was in high school, I had a few friends who were really, really close. I wouldn't say necessarily best friends, but I was over at their houses often enough, and their parents sort of took me in as like a a child with benefits. No, that's whoa. That's not. Let's never use that term. I don't know where that came from, but as soon as it left my mouth, that was the wrong term to use. Saw me as like their own child, but that the one that they could give up the responsibilities for financially and otherwise, raising me whenever they felt like, well, we're all going to leave right now. Time for you to go home. Or like, hey, your mom just called. It's time for you to leave. So they could, pass me off. Basically like a cool uncle or aunt could do. Like, hey, we had a lot of fun, kid. Now it's time for you to go to your real parents because, you're starting to annoy me, or you have needs and I'm not here to, to see to those needs. That's not my job. So these parents are really cool. And I think it was always more the moms than the dads would be like, yo, D is kind of like, my other son, but also a son that I only have to see an hour or two every week. And so the buy-in to having them be parental to me was very low requirements. And I sort of craved that too. So I encouraged it. My parents were always kind of like very busy, hustling, making the monies to keep us in the poor lifestyle that we were in. So having parents that were also attentive when I was out and about doing stuff with other friends was nice to have a mom away from mom, as it were. And so I used to go over to, my friend's house for homework or group assignments or after school from a sport event, or I was also in drama. So sometimes running late night with drama, one of those other parents would be there, and I would just call those moms mom. And I had probably like 3 other ladies who were not biologically my mom that I'd be like, oh, hey, mom, what's up? Just that they were also mom. I don't have a clip command, do I? Were you going to try to clip my misspeaking there? You jerk. You jerk. I know exactly what you were trying to clip. You're going to have to do that by hand, like the old school style. If you want that. You degenerate. I love that you're all degenerates, though. Flings garlic cream sauce and spinach pasta at people. Rush. You're getting more than snacks. You're getting a full entree here in airborne fashion. I'm sorry. Even my laugh sounds sick. How do you feel about Mongolian beef or gyoza? Do you not know what gyoza like? Pot stickers? Yeah. Pan fried? Yeah. Pan fried or steamed dumpling. True. And the veggie kind. Or shrimp. Oh, yeah. We can't do the other kinds here, but big on the shrimp. Gyoza. Hard for me to call them gyoza. In Mandarin, they're called jiaozi, which is where I think probably the word gyoza came from. It probably was pronounced different in Mandarin and has shifted to the modern pronunciation. And the Japanese word is almost certainly anything that ends in like a su or za or similar ending is likely a loan word from Mandarin. But yeah, in this house, we call them jiaozi. Confused Mexican noises. Wait, did I miss something? The American term? Oh, pot stickers. Yeah, I've heard that term before. Are they called that because they stick? Aren't they not supposed to stick? Wouldn't that mean you're burning it or not using enough oil or something? Why would you put stickers on the pot or in the pot? I think when you add ER to a verb, it just means something that does that verb. So a sticker is, yeah, it's a piece of paper that sticks to things, but it's also, you can call anything that sticks to something a sticker. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of other things that stick to things. I can't even think of it. I have shrimp gyoza in the freezer too. Yum. I'll be right over. They're so tasty with yuzu ponzu sauce. That sounds really good. Oz is a big fan of yuzu as a flavor. And I just like, I like any ponzu. I've never had a bad ponzu. I have no idea why they're called pot stickers. I don't know either. Yeah, to me, when I hear sticker, I think you did it wrong. Like you're burning it. It's stuck. You're scraping at it, that which is already bad. You know, you're scraping the surface of your cookware, which is not good to have abrasions. And you should have had some better lubrication on those gyoza so they don't get stuck. Maybe it's because you stick the edges together. Oh, Christiana's got it. I bet that's it. Because you make them, you put the little round thing in your hand, the skin, and then you put the filling, and then you stick it, right? You pinch it together. You shut it by sticking the two ends of the circle up into a little dumpling, right? That makes sense, I suppose. Gyoza, if not cooked properly, will stick to the bottom. Yeah, that's not good. Trick is to spread the oil over the pan before adding water to fry them. Right. Why do you people call French fries and they aren't French?